So if you look at this one has patterns inside of other patterns, you know, not just type. And that's one of the approaches. But these are the things that I'm going to be doing right now. And this one has various patterns inside of elements of the type. So you can cut your type apart and actually put patterns within some parts of your type. And so I'm going to show you, that's the next one I'm going to show you right now, is how you can make parts of your letters have patterns inside of them. So since we're trying to mimic this look, which is one part of the letter has the pattern and then the other part is just solid, we're going to use the Pathfinder. And that means that we might have to separate some of these all together. I have this, it's not grouped, it's separated. So if it is grouped, you want to ungroup. And I'm going to just move this away from here because I do not want it to interact with this. So first thing I want to do is I want to cut this. And what I want is I actually want this to be pointy right here, but I'm going to need to cut this right here. So using the Pathfinder, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a shape with the rectangle tool. I'm going to try to get this shape to go right at the edge of this. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use another color just to kind of see where it is. So instead of using black, I'm just going to use red, and I'm going to send this to the back, okay, just so that I can see, is it right there at the edge? So it is, it's right there at the edge. Now I bring this, and this could be really big. I'm going to take this, hold down the Shift key and click on both of these, and then I go to my Pathfinder. Okay, so in Pathfinder, there is an option called Divide. And Divide will actually take all of the elements that are overlapping and divide them. So I'm going to go Divide. And as soon as I divide, then they're all grouped together. I need to go to Ungroup. Now I'll click somewhere else, and I can see here are the objects. So this one is here. And there's also an extra one that's kind of looks like a remnants of that little line. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get rid of that line. Oh, and that's part of there. So I prefer to use the eraser for this particular option because it's such a small, thin line. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to get my eraser tool. And you want to make sure you have nothing else behind here. You're just working on this type. If there's anything else behind here, it's going to erase it. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little closer to here. Okay, so now I have this. And I don't like the way that it stops right there. So if I want to change this at all, I can go to my pen tool and I can go to the plus and the minus, and I can add points. One of the ways that we can do this too is we can also use the direct selection tool. The direct selection tool allows me to click on points, and then I can start to bring these points out. There's a point right there that I can use, right? Let's take a look. Looks like there's a couple extra points in here. I'm going to delete this point. So now I go to the pen tool. There's a minus. I'm going to delete that point and delete that one. So it goes clear. And I'm going to delete this one and delete that one and delete that one. There we go. And so that one goes there. And so now I have these two separate elements that I can fill with different patterns. And this one can be one pattern and this can be solid. So let's try to do that. So let's take this one and let's go to our patterns. Here we go, our hand-drawn patterns. And I'm going to use something like this one. I'm going to copy this, move it over, paste, take a look at it. Is it big enough? I think it needs to be smaller. There it is. I'm going to go to Make Pattern. And now I click on inside of here. And I can find my little pattern that's right here. So now I have this, I can bring this over and I can even send it to the back. And so then it's just that K. And then I can do the same with all of these other ones as well. Okay, so I did this one and it's pretty easy with this one. I'm a little concerned about the one that says calm and how I would cut it. So I'm probably gonna not do that. But see, I can bring these super close now and I don't have to worry about it being not legible because it is legible, and that's pretty cool. So now I can take this and I can, so that's another way to do a pattern, is when you take your patterns and your type and you cut your type up.